What constitutes a brand strategy? I've often seen organizations undertake a branding process, yet the net outcome closely resembles a public relations facelift. Why does this occur? One possibility might be the framework that guides the process. Another may simply be the viewpoint of the agency or consultant employed. In any case, valuable dollars are spent each year on brand strategy endeavors, and frequently the outcome does not yield the tangible results organizations are seeking. What is a brand strategy anyways? Let's begin our discovery process by seeking an understanding and interpretation from experts in the field of branding. In building strong brands, David Aaker implies the object of a brand strategy is to create a business that resonates with customers. Another expert, David Arnold, suggests a brand strategy is a process whereby the offer is positioned in the customer's mind to produce a perception of advantage. And finally, Dr. Clayton Christensen says the functional, emotional, and social dimensions of the jobs that customers need to get done constitute the circumstances in which they buy. What are the essentials of strategy? By its very essence, the strategy implies the execution of the organization's vision, mission, and overarching objectives. The same should hold true for a brand strategy, a series or steps of methodologies which explain the brand development and execution. In my experience, some organizations bypass this critical juncture intentionally or unknowingly. What about your strategy? Now that we've defined what constitutes a brand strategy, let's understand how your organization develops a strategy. Does it follow a methodology that demands self-reflection of your process or artistic rendition that capitalizes on imagery rather than business acumen? If the latter sentence strikes a chord with you, whether positively or otherwise, then the following information may inspire you to delve deeper into your brand strategy. When an organization seeks guidance from a branding firm, the strategic intent may be well defined. Usually a consulting firm absorbs all facets of the marketing problem and later returns with a plan to solve a particular situation. The question remains, what process did the consultant utilize to derive their proposed solution? Because we have a natural tendency to rely on the expertise of industry leaders, we tend to forego the analysis and process that supports the underpinnings of logic. Although the advice we may receive may be indeed sound, the application of a method to test this process would be a worthy investment. Methodology. For over 17 years, in an effort to stay current on the topic of branding, I've invested in a wide variety of books and business trade journals that were noted by both academia and industry leaders. The litmus test to many theories resides in how applicable and relevant they are to real-world situations. In some cases, these concepts in these books and journals reinforce the fundamentals that were simply forgotten along the way. The challenge remains for your organization: should you invest in your own understanding to better manage the results of a quality brand strategy? Let's turn to some reference materials. If you're a newcomer to branding or simply need to brush up on the topic, understanding the basics will enhance your interaction with the marketing consultant. I would recommend a book by Scott Bedbury called A New Brand World. Bedbury talks about branding fundamentals and applies his branding experience at Starbucks and Nike to demonstrate salience in real-world applications. In the book The Brand Mindset by Dwayne Knapp, he instills a methodology that is both intelligent in design and practical in implementation. His circular process demands the active reflection and nurturing of your brand. And finally, in the book Brand Asset Management by Scott Davis, he presents a branding as a valuable asset that can be managed through a disciplined process. His approach begins with a brand vision and constructs a strategy and concludes by measuring the return on brand investment. In conclusion, Dr. Christensen says that companies are valued by three rigors: resources, processes, and values. Because your organization can acquire resources, it's the application of your process and values that determine success. If this concept rings true for you, then the methodology you employ in branding and your values will ultimately determine your future success.